Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. Welcome back to Pink and Main. We are so excited tonight to be sharing with you the second half of our sneak peek week. The new release comes out tomorrow, and there is going to be an Instagram hop, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. It's in the earlier part of the day, and the hop is giving away a gift card. So make sure that you check out Pink and Main's Instagram tomorrow early afternoonish. And I definitely think this is going to be a really fun release. I'm excited for you guys to see everything. I'm not going to show everything tonight, but we are going to use a bunch of new products to make a card, and then I'll show you a couple bonus sneak peeks at the end. So I see so many people checking in already. I see Kendra's here, Connie, Virginia, Susan, Maria, Lori, Judith, Annette, Barbara, and Julie from Ontario. How lovely. We are supposed to be getting even more snow tonight and tomorrow. So anybody else on the East Coast who's about to have some more snow put on top of their current snow, I feel for you. Kim's here too. Thank you everybody for checking in. Yeah, it's going to be really good. I changed my positioning a little, and so you can definitely see that's like, guess this way, that's like real life craft cart mess right there. So that's how you know I'm just a normal human crafter. Nothing crazy over here, just a normal crafter in my craft clutter. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I will try to stay warm. You too. Stamperoo is here. All right, well, it looks like we've got a pretty good group together already. So let me switch cameras over and we will dive right in. I also have a little bit of a new setup. I had to adjust my lighting a little bit. So hopefully this lighting looks pretty good to me on my screen. Hopefully it looks okay to you guys. It's a little darker, like especially here, than what we were doing before, but I think it still looks very nice. You guys can let me know. We are going to be using the layered scallop stitched rectangles for our card. So I just have these split up because it was a lot to try to fit in one envelope. So we're probably going to use the smaller of the rectangles, and we'll add the scallops in with white. I did get my glass craft mat. I'm very excited, although it looks like little sticky fingers have already been on it. But the good news is it should be easy to clean that off, so that's good. So I'm going to show you all of our new sneak peek products first, and then we'll jump into our card. So we have our bold background foilable sheets. So a lot of our foilables have way more white space than toner. These are the opposite. These have way more toner and very subtle white space. So you get one of each pattern, but they're the really big sheets. So you can fit, right? You can cut multiple cards from this. So we have this really fun kind of circle garden gatey. My camera doesn't know what to do with all the black on the screen right now, but I'm pretty sure it'll go back to normal in a second. We also have this guy with that little kind of dainty floral. We have the diamonds that are beautiful. We have these really fun graphic dots. We have these little kind of, they're like not perfectly spaced. It's not like a Swiss dot. There's a little more randomness to it. That's what I want to use tonight. So we'll set that to the side. You also get the star, this fun, like, I don't know, this looks like a clothing pattern to me. And then these checkered boxes. So definitely very bold backgrounds, as the name suggests. We are going to, like I said, use that dot. Hopefully the color will kind of come back to normal. Yes, I did get my beautiful glass mat thanks to my loving, wonderful family who watches all of my lives and is super, super supportive. Um, and hi to Shelly, who just jumped in, Clazel, who just jumped in. Um, Becky's here. Perfect. All right, so this is the newer stamp set that we're going to be using today. This is brand new. This is called Reset. It is also from Mommy Lay. And I love this. It's like a self-care set. So we have like Reset, You Deserve a Break, Take Time, Enjoy, and Breathe. Live, Laugh, Love. We have a little nail polish, some shopping bags. I love the like recharge empty battery to a full battery, some bubbles. We have our girly in the tub, and we also have a little high. We have our shopper. So sorry. She's like reading and starting to fall asleep, it looks like. And then our little spa queen, that's who we're going to be using tonight. And the dies coordinate with the images as well as the sentiments, which I, again, am absolutely in love with. I want to foil my dots with not new. Sorry, I had this tucked in my Copic Scout. This is the boysenberry. See, look, you can see yourselves. This is the boysenberry foil, and I picked it because it perfectly coordinates with our new Sangria glitter embossing powder, which looks like that, which is the most perfect, like a blue, pink, purple, everything all in one. And I just thought those went so well together. So that's what the plan is. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to cough. Um, so yeah, we are going to make this card, like I said, and then I'll share some more sneak peeks with you at the end. But I think the first thing to do is to get our foil situated. So let me grab my paper cutter. All of these lights with the lower surrounding light, I think is what's throwing off my camera. But I promise I will figure it out as we go. So my thought is to have a tiny bit of white matting around. So I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. And I just trimmed my foil down to like 4 1/2. So I have just a little bit of wiggle room. We can also save that little bit of foil. That's enough probably for a couple sentiment strips. So that seems worth it to me. Let's tuck this up here so it stays out of trouble. These can go back on the card. And I have my mink here. Let's get her warmed up. We're going to warm her up to a level 3, and I have my carrier sheet ready to go. Clazel has never used foils. It's so, in the scheme of crafting to me, it is so easy. So I'm excited for you to see the process. I'm going to take my microfiber cloth and wipe away any of the dust, dog hair, um, tiny little pieces of whatever from the back of my foil. And I'm also going to wipe anything off of the front of my foilable. We're going to place this into my little envelope here, my carrier sheet. And we want pretty sides facing up for both. So the pretty side of our foil and the pretty side of our foilable, the print side, are both up. The last couple times we foiled, sometimes I've been adding like a paper shim and sometimes I haven't. For some reason, my gut is telling me to add it tonight. So I'm just going to trust that instinct and we're going to add it. So I'm just going to take a piece of printer paper underneath so that the heat really presses through the top. And we're going to let the mink do all of the work. We just get it started and the mink will pull that through the rest of the way. Do you know what I love about my mink that I realized the other day? The crappy laminator that I had before was notorious for like sucking the laminator sheet like up into itself. It never came out of the other side smoothly. I had to be like ready to catch it and like pull it out. And I've never had even the tiniest little issue with my mink. That, which has been lovely. So I'm going to unplug my mink. We're going to let this cool down completely. And in the meantime, let's get my card base ready. I have a side folding A2 white card base right here. We're going to get that folded over. Run over that with our little words. Yep, whatever that thing is. Also, I have to be super transparent. I'm not using a Pink and Main card base. I am going to order those and my foam this weekend. So when you see me trimming off these little like perforated little marks, just know that if you're using a Pink and Main card base, you don't have to do that. That's my own fault for not using a higher quality card base or making my own. But you know, sometimes life happens. So I have my card base. This feels pretty cool to me. So let's take it out of the sleeve and we'll do our grand reveal. Pretty good. There's a couple little spots. You guys know I like to be super transparent. So there's a couple little spots there and a couple little spots up there. And I'm not sure if that's because of using the paper shim or if it's because I didn't clean everything well enough. I thought I did, so I'm leaning towards blaming the shim, but it's going to be okay. I still think that that's beautiful. I still like it. So let's go ahead and get it added to our card base. I guess my overall point is warning you that the issue that I just had with those little spots is user error and not product error. I will take full blame. Because we've just been playing around with adding that paper underneath. That's not something that Pink and Mean or Mink have suggested. So, but yeah, I think it's still very pretty. Will definitely do the job. And I really like the foil being the star, especially because we are going to cover up a good bit of it. Sometimes when you have the reverse and you have so much white and just that little bit of foil, I'm so hesitant to cover it. But I personally love that look of having the foil layered behind. So now that it's more substantial, I don't feel like I'm like wasting anything. All right, so let's take our smaller rectangle. And I love the dots because we're going to do that scallop around it. And I just think the scallops and the circles kind of go together without being super matchy. We're going to trim this one closer so I can at least save this part of the cardstock. And we'll just have to one more piece after this to layer and get our second stencil. So we're going to cut 2 pieces of the scallop die and 1 of the stitched rectangle. Because the scallop dies interconnect, they layer so they form that solid scallop the whole way around. I have stuff on my plate, it looks like still. Nothing that a little legging wipe can't fix, I bet. Plus, I'm happy then that I die cut my bottom layer first, so it doesn't matter as much anyway. I'm just cutting this with my Sizzix Big Shot I have over to the side. Still had a little something on it. Okay, we'll get it with our sand eraser. And let's see, is this big enough? And that's why I always try to keep those scraps and keep my like colored papers together. So all my ice rink scraps I try to put in one spot so that I know anytime anything I grab from there is the right shade. I really gotta, apparently legging wipe was not enough. I'm gonna like wash that when we're done. Okay. So we have 2 of our scallop dies. Dies have sticky. Becky, the die, when you order your dies, they come with the paper backing that has the outline of exactly where they go. And there's double-sided tape on there, so they stick to it. This came as like one solid piece of paper that I cut in half so I could make it back to back. But like your dies, even these dies under here, we'll see when we take them out later, the outline of that die is there and there's strips of double-sided tape to hold everything in place for you. So I don't feel the need to add magnet sheets to mine. I have in the past, especially with other brands that don't have that, but I find that the Pink and Main ones are pretty self-sufficient, which is kind of a relief. It's one less thing I have to worry about. All right, so you can see this is them matching, right? Where the top corner, the top left is both a corner. So we're gonna spin this one in a 180. So now we have a top corner and a top circle, and that's how they're gonna layer. And once we get that on, we can shift it around. We did use liquid glue, but you still want to work a little fast. I've got my sand eraser. One little like spot right there. And I think I want to pop up my image and my sentiment. So I'm going to adhere all of this flat with liquid glue. I'm going to bring out our foam tape for our extra elements. And I also want to share with you guys the card from Tuesday because I did end up going back in and adding that grounding shadow like I talked about, and it took it from a like to a love for me. something that I liked. Now it's something that I love. Hey, Donna, thanks for checking in. And Melissa Baskin's here. Perfect. All right, so that's our sweet little layered scallops, and those are going to go just like that. And see, I think like the little scallops with the tiny dots is kind of like a sweet little dainty feel. So again, not matching, but they, they're from the same neighborhood. They definitely can hang out together. So we're gonna let that dry down. Yeah, so also for anybody who hasn't seen those layered scallop dies before, we have them in a circle, a rectangle, and a square now. So if whatever size you usually go for is like the easiest for you to start with, that should be one less thing to stress about, that we have lots of options. I'll put those away, but I think I'm going to keep them out in case I need these scraps for the sentiment. So speaking of, that brings us to our stamp set. Hey, Karen. I'm glad you guys are liking where this is headed. But yeah, so I immediately fell in love with the little spa girl. And I think that she fits so cute on here with, we can like do a little sentiment underneath. I just thought she was like perfect. And I love her little cucumber slice eyes. So we're gonna stamp her out and get her colored in. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm getting over this little cold thing that I caught, and it's very frustrating. Trying really hard not to cough in your ear. We're gonna work on a scrap piece of Copic Express It paper. That's my go-to coloring paper. Okay, so we're gonna tuck that into the corner of my Misty. We're gonna pick her up. Get her stamped there. I'm gonna go in and with my fingers and what's that word? Prep her. That's not the word, but that's what I'm doing. Prepping the stamp, conditioning. That's the word. She does. She does have little cucumbers on her eyes and little bunny slippers on her feet. And I'm telling you, she's the stinking cutest. Well, that was perfect. It was like the best impression on a fresh stamp I've gotten in a while. Love that. All right. So, and there's a ton of images on this stamp set, but to start, I just wanted to kind of have fun with her first. And I think that these are really fun because they can be the star of the show. All right, so let's see. Let me get my E04, E11, and E00. There's not a lot of skin here. So we'll start with E04. And I'm gonna shade around the outside of her face, a little thicker and heavier on this top section under her hair, and then kind of let that fade down towards the bottom. I'm also going to put a little over her nose, on the inside of her ears, and on her neck. And these can be her legs. You can let it be skin, or you could put like leggings on her, whatever you want. We'll just do the inside of her legs. And we're going to go in with E11. Yeah, so Donna, when I say conditioning or prepping the stamp, what I mean is our photopolymer stamps, those clear stamps, usually have a little bit of a sticky coating on them from being manufactured. And sometimes when it's like a fresh stamp that you've never stamped before, the ink, it's almost like if you put like water onto glass, how it beads up, the ink kind of beads up like that. And you don't always get a great first impression. And sometimes you have to continually like stamp multiple layers, which is fine if you're using a MISTI, but if you're going to color, sometimes all that extra ink can take a while to dry. So by rubbing it, some of the oils and honestly dirt from your fingers kind of help to break up that coating and make the ink adhere a little more easily to your stamp. They also, I don't know who, but in general, people also sell like tools you can use to condition your stamps. It's like I think like a little piece of leather or something that will do pretty much the same thing. But in general, I feel like just rubbing the stamp for a minute has been more than sufficient for me. So I went back in with just a little extra touch of that. Let me check this. That's a little darker, but it looks truer to color. Yeah, that's better. So I went in with a little bit more of that E11 right along the edges. And you can see that my paper's starting to get saturated already. So I think that's pretty good, although I do want to give her a little hint of blush. So we'll bring in some R20 and we'll pull it right from that cucumber down. And we'll bring just the tiniest bit of the E00 right on the edge, and that'll smooth it out into everything else. So that is cute. My idea is to have her scarf and her robe match the pink purple shade of our foil. So I'm thinking maybe brunette would be nice against all of this light color we have going on. So let's do 49, 47, and 44. So we'll start with E49. And I'm gonna help myself out by adding some shading around that headband because I can already tell that I'm gonna lose those lines with my eyes if I don't now. Kind of like outlining them will help me not take brush strokes right through them. And then I'm gonna pull my color down, following the curves of the stamped image. And then we can pull some up as well. And then for this bun, we're going to kind of emphasize that center section where it's all curled in on itself and would be super shadowed. And otherwise just kind of follow those artist drawn lines. Words. All right, E47. We're going to fill in most of this bottom section, just leaving the tiniest little bit of a highlight. And honestly, part of me, maybe we'll leave that white. Normally, I don't love that super, super glossy high shine on hair. But if she's at the spa, maybe she's got like a oil treatment in. I kind of like that little extra hint of like super shine. I think that's really fun. knock that one back just a tiny bit. But yeah, I like that. So we'll just do those two, 49 and 47. She needs white bunny slippers and white pearls, I think. So let's grab N3 and N1 maybe. We'll just add a little shading to the bottom of those little bunnies and to one side of her earrings. And honestly, I don't even think I have room for N1. We'll just go really Splendor to make sure that that's softened out. Just looking good. Okay, cucumber green. I think I'm going to refer back to my Copic hex chart from Sandy Alma. And I'm thinking somewhere like in here, maybe like G20 with maybe like some GO2. Maybe. Let's see how that goes. I'm just winging it. G20, GO2. I don't even know if I've ever used GO2. I'm going to fill this in with the G20. Which looks pretty accurate, but doesn't jump out and make it clear automatically what that is. So I think that little extra green right on the outside edges is going to help that to read instantly cucumber. I like that. Very cute. Yep, she is a new, an image from one of our new stamp sets coming out tomorrow with Pink and Mane, illustrated by Mommy Lay. It's called Reset. She's our little spa girl, and we have all of these other self-care images and sentiments. So that is what we are using to make our card tonight. We'll pull out this chart one more time with our foil. I'm thinking some definitely up here. Maybe, see, in some lights it's super purple, and in some lights it's like pinky. I'm so sorry. Okay, RV 69, I think 09 and 06. And if it's crazy, then it'll just be my fault. So RV, where are you? 69, 66, no, 09, right? 09, 06. Okay, let's see. RV 69. We'll start on our headband in case I need to make any adjustments. So I'm gonna add some shadow at the top and the bottom, because there'd be shading under that bow and behind her ears. And then we'll pull some shadow where it's kind of curled up and then coming from that knot as well. Then we can jump to RV09. Little tiny strokes so that we keep space for that highlight. Just like that. My Copics are leaking. That happens when it gets really cold here. And then RV06. And this is going to look bright, but these RVs usually dry a little, they dry back more than all of my other colors. All Copics dry back and soften a little, but these ones really dry back. I think that looks pretty spot on, right? With that shine. I really like that. And I think it's going to pop with that cucumber really well. So, Susan, they are bunny slippers. There you go. So you can see it from your phone too. They are sweet little bunny slippers. Yeah, I think that they, Mommy Lay and Pink and Main really found a sweet spot with this stamp set. I agree, it is very different than a lot of the other stuff I've seen on the market. And I feel like that self-care kind of theme doesn't get talked about a lot in card making. But this is definitely something that you know what I mean? I would color this to look like my best friend and send it to her. Well, she lives really close, but if she was farther away, I would send it to her. Otherwise, I would just drop it off. But like to tuck in a little gift card, it could be even for birthday though. It doesn't have to just be, you know, something's wrong. But imagine a little birthday card with a little massage um, place, you know what I mean, like a Massage Envy or somewhere, um, like a little gift card or the like bubble bath with like a little, you know, Bath and Body Works little product haul gift set for your bestie or your sister or, you know, whatever busy woman. We all know busy women. We all are busy women at this point, right? So whoever you think needs that reminder to take a minute for themselves. I think that's fun. Or even like the little one that's shopping, right? She's on her little shopping spree, putting a little gift card or money or, you know, even just planning like a girl date. Who cares if you're actually giving money, right? Just maybe that you want to go shopping with your friend. For me and my best friend at this point, even grocery shopping counts as a best friend date for us. Oh, Donna, that's so kind of you. Thank you. I absolutely love coloring and I love sharing my coloring with you guys. So I hope that you feel inspired. And it's so funny. You can see one side to the other how when those Copics, like when those RVs dry back, how much more like purple they are versus when they first come out, they're like a very peachy pink. It's really weird. But yeah, I just think she's so sweet. And I think this color combo is going to be perfect with that foil. So I love that. Thank you, Shelly. Okay, let's get zoomed out a little. Let's go ahead. Actually, we're going to wait to cut her out. Let's get our sentiment stamped and then we can die cut our sentiment and our little girl at the same time. So what I'm thinking is I don't have a ton of room. Right, I was going to do reset, but that's kind of tall. So we could fit take time, enjoy, or breathe. I kind of really like breathe. For some reason, breathe is standing out to me. So we're going to do breathe. Well, thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Coloring is definitely one of the things that I first saw in the card making, you know, community that really won me over. So I'm going to stamp breathe onto that scrap of white cardstock, and we are going to prep it with my Magic Anti-Static Powder Brush. Catherine, there is a new release coming out tomorrow. So this new stamp set is part of that release, and the foilable, this polka dot foilable is also part. And I'm going to share a couple other sneak peeks. Oh, Melissa's coloring at work. Somebody alert the post office. No, your secret's safe with us, Melissa. We would never rat you out. So I'm going to go in, I condition that stamp a little bit. I'm going to go in with my watermark ink. This is like a really bold lettered stamp set. And Catherine, the other thing too, if you're just jumping in now, is there's also going to be an Instagram hop that goes with this release. That has a chance, gives you a chance to win a gift card. So make sure tomorrow on Instagram, tomorrow afternoon, that you keep an eye out on Pink and Main's Instagram page or mine. They both should be in the description of wherever you're watching. But we're going to have a hop for the new release. So this is that new Sangria embossing powder, and it looks beautiful. Let's see how it looks once it's melted, because that's the real test, right? Perfect. Yeah, these the font for this, all of these stamp sets that are coming out with this month's release are all hand drawn and hand lettered by Mommy Lay. And they coordinate. This one doesn't, but the other one, the little bear and the frog set that we used on Tuesday, that I'll show again at the end, those coordinate with her new company, the Little Bits box. Bits, B-I-T-S, Bits box. To be careful how I say that. I'm gonna get in trouble, YouTube trouble. So she has like a subscription kit that has stickers and washi tape and other stuff that matches that print. But then also she has the stamp set with Pink and Main. So it's really fun if you're like a bullet journaler or just a sticker lover or a planner girl like me. And you also love cards. It's like a really fun kind of like crossover. Super, super fun. I'm going to mute for a second while I melt this so that I don't kill your ears. I'll be right back. Try to get in a couple coughs in there while I already had you muted. So this is beautiful. Let's get it to focus. So you can see that's all melted. And it has just the most pretty blue, purple, pink. Man, I really like that. And again, I think it's going to match pretty close with our coloring and our foil. So let's put that back on the card. Okay, these dies. We're in the home stretch now. Yeah, this embossing powder is really great. I am a big fan of Pink and Mean embossing powders in general, but this one especially is really beautiful. And I think it's like the perfect time of year. It could be Valentine's Day, it could be winter, it could be just like really fun Love it. If you guys have been here for a while with me, you know that I love products that transcend occasions, right? I don't like things that are, I think that might be why Christmas crafting is harder for me because I don't love stuff that I can only use in my head at least once a year. Like Santa is hard to use other times of the year. So I love when things can be more like winter and then you can use it so much longer. So I love this color, this kind of colored embossing powder because I feel like it's just, and like this stamp set too, I feel like it's just more multi-use. So this is what I was talking about. It has the outline for that die and that double-sided tape. So when you go to put your die back, you know exactly where it goes. And once it's stuck onto your paper, it's not going anywhere. And then I still have to prep them, but I usually keep my stamps and my dies in the same envelope. I put them in the same packaging together. So like this will all get slipped into here and I'll have my dies and my stamps in one place. Okay, open like that. Yep, I just think that's so cute. She's looking a little plain though. She's looking like she needs some gems maybe. You guys, my foam tape situation is really getting dire over here. I keep saying I need to order, but like it's getting to the point where like, I really need to order. Okay. I want to get her situated first because if I need to overlap her feet at all, not that I want to cover up the slippers, but if I need to, I'd rather do that than her hair coming over the top of the card. So get her lined up. Yes, Melissa, I also agree. Let me throw your comment up there. You don't have to snip the dies and that they're pink. And it's not just that they're like pretty and pink. I love knowing sometimes I have multiple sets out at the same time, right? Like I'm mixing and matching brands. I know it's like crazy, but sometimes I do that. And if I'm doing that and they all get mixed together, and Kendra needs foam tape too. Then I know exactly which ones are pink and mains, right? Like they're very obviously pink and main. Lucky for you guys, I just happen to have these warm jelly gems right here, ready to go. How convenient is that? I'm just gonna do 3. I don't know why I'm on a 3 gem kick lately instead of like 5 or a zillion. I like it. They kind of look like little bubbles or something. So that is our super sweet little foiled card. And like I said, I do want to show you how that little frog, where did he go? Oh, I have too many things. The heck? I'm losing my mind. I'll show you both in case anybody missed my blog card. All right, so this was the card that we made on Tuesday. And like I said, I went back in and added that grounding shadow with Copics right underneath. So it just kind of gives that muddy feeling, but it's super simple. It's not loud at all, the shading, but I think that it just brings the whole card together. So I love that. And then this was my card for the Pink and Main blog this week, featuring another new stamp set from Mommy Lay. This is the So Sorry stamp set, which comes with that floral, a couple other florals, and the sentiment. This one is the Stay Hoppy that has a bunch of these different little cute bears in their little frog apparel. And we made our own background with those stamps. Thank you, Barbara. I also love my panda frog. And then let's see what other bonus stuff I can share with you. I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll show you three things. So one more stamp set that I haven't used yet is this guy. This is Hello Darling. And it also comes with coordinating dies, or it has coordinating dies. So you get the thinking of you, hello, darling, just because, happy, and sending cheer. And I love the happy because it's like, you make me happy, happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy everything, wishing you a happy birthday or whatever for you. Like, I'm happy for you. Just so cute. So I love these, and I love that the dies, I'm pretty sure, let me double check before I say that. Yeah, the dies go with all of these bigger ones, and then these you can just cut as simple strips. So I love that. Then we have these foilables. These are the reverse dots. So you get the larger and the smaller, and it's the same idea as our bold pattern we use today, where normally the dots would be the black part, and you get all of that white space, where this is reversed. So your foil goes where the black toner is, and the white space is now your dots, which is super fun in two different sizes. Barbara said, just take my money. You can shop your heart out tomorrow. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you was our newest addition to our ombre sheets. So these are full toner sheets. So the best time to or way to use these is with your leftover foil. So I think I crumbled this one up, but we'll pretend that it's not crumbled. So when you've foiled your panel and you have the reverse image, right? We have these polka dots left. This is not the color combination I would use, but you can place this on top of the foil, the toner sheet, and all of this foil is going to stick. And when you peel it off, your little dots will be there with all of this color behind it instead of plain white. So you get that really fun ombre with the blue, teal, and orange. You get the purple, pink, yellow. You get two of each. You get the teal green, as kind of a yellowy, limey green, and then another really bright, fun rainbow. So sorry. I almost made it too. All right, so those are our more bright ombre foilable sheets, which rounds out our sneak peeks. There's just a couple other things on there. Hold on one second. Okay. There's just a couple other things on the sneak peek that I wanted to leave as a surprise. But if you're dying to know, chances are if you go to the Pink and Main blog, you will find pretty much everything used over there. The design team has been very hard at work this week getting some more sneak peek projects together for you. So I'm just so excited. I hope you guys love these as much as I do. You can see there's a little spot missing. That's, again, user error, not the product. I probably didn't melt that completely. So yay for me. Yeah, that's the kind of week it's been, guys, but I do appreciate you coming to hang out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these fun sneaks this week. Like I said before, keep your eye out on the Pink and Main Instagram or my Instagram tomorrow afternoon for a hop where you can win a chance to win a gift card. And otherwise, I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and until next time, happy